What we do here is go back.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome to episode 55 of the Lost Media podcast. No, I am not coming to you from the Swiss Alps. I just decided to wear a massive coat for the meme. I don't understand why I did this. This thing is huge. Today we're talking about Dexter's Laboratory, Rude Removal. This was the episode that was never released and was shown at little Cartoon Network conventions everywhere. And it took forever. It took about 15 years for this to be released. And I'm going to tell as much as I know about this story. It is a very fascinating piece of lost media that was kind of found. There's a lot of discrepancies around this that I really want to discuss today. It's a interesting piece of, was it really properly found or was it half found type of lost media. The Lost Media Wiki lists it as found with the censored version and lost with the uncensored version. I'm going to talk more about that later on. But let us first explain the whole backstory behind this. They made this episode Rude Removal, listed as Season 2, Episode 00 of Dexter's Laboratory. Laboratory, whatever you decide you want to call it. I think it's more referred to as Dexter's Laboratory. And they made this with the intention of it being an actual released episode. But after it was made, everyone was like, oh, hang on. No, this is probably, even if it were censored for television, this is probably not for kids. You can't air this. I mean, The Simpsons had done a lot of really edgy kind of stuff and they'd released that. But for Dexter's Lab on Cartoon Network, no, probably not going to be released. Really, really fascinating, though, to watch this back in hindsight, because back in the day, everyone just heard rumors about this. They heard stories that people posted online of, yes, I was at the event, I was watching Dexter's Lab Rude Removal live, there were a bunch of people around, and it ended up being real. One of the most fascinating stories is that person at an event who posted online and basically said, I was there and a person came out on stage before the showing and said, we've got something really special to show you, but everyone under the age of 18 or who's just a kid, obviously, should leave right now. Kids get out, and they waited a while before all the kids could get removed from the theater. And then there was about 25 to 30 people left, this person said, and they said, we've got something very special for you. It's very, very cool, and it's only something that we can play at conventions. It's an episode of Dexter's Lab that has never been seen before. And it was this uncensored version. Now, I should preface, the censored version had actually been played at multiple places before. Obviously hadn't been released anywhere, but it had been played at multiple conventions. The uncensored version hadn't. So this is the only account of it actually being played, the real version of Rude Removal. And this person said, if we catch anyone filming, you're kicked out and we're taking your camera. If you even so much as try to remember pieces of this episode, like you're watching it, how can you tell people to not remember? I don't know. This is a weird part of this. But if you try and tell people what you saw, or if we hear that you were the person that did all sorts of things, we'll threaten legal action against you. Just don't. Just watch it and enjoy, and don't tell anyone you watched it. You can't really do that, especially not these days. But back in 1997 or the late 1990s, something like 99, somewhere between the years 1997 and 1999, this was meant to have happened. You could just tell people, yeah, sure, get fucked, all of you. I will take all of your cameras and we will lobotomize you if you tell anyone about Rude Removal. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. But the person watched it and, we've only guessed that as soon as the characters start swearing that the whole theater would have erupted. No footage exists of the theater reacting to it, obviously. But it's fascinating. It's a fascinating story this person posted. Do we believe him? Yes, because the episode did get released. But it is it's quite interesting how someone, I think, posted on the Reddit AMA of the Dexter's Lab creator, and he was like, they said, do you ever have any plans of releasing Rude Removal? Do you remember this? Do you still have it in your possession? And the person enthusiastically responded, the guy who created Dexter's lab, and said, yeah, I've got it. I'd love to show it at the next con or next convention I'm at. And it ended up that Adult Swim and Cartoon Network had huge plans to release it. And claimed, here it is. Does anyone want to see it? Reply to us on Twitter if you want to see it. We're going to release it late at night in a programming block. Never actually was released on television, but it was released in 2013. A very, very cool release for all the fans that wanted to see this. The episode basically entails the two characters. By the way, guys, you probably can already tell by now, but I did not watch this show growing up, so I only know Dexter and the girl character. That's literally what I would refer to her as, the girl character. We didn't have this on non-payable television in Australia. You had to pay for this, so definitely my family didn't have shows like these from the US from Cartoon Network. Might have re-aired on some television stations as I got older, but by then I'm too old, and by then it's probably airing late at night on Australian TV, and I'm just a kid. Life is a nightmare. Oh, for God's sakes. So, to stay on track, this episode basically just has Dexter and the girl character having a massive fight in the lab, and then as they're fighting, they're bumping the buttons, and it's the Rude Removal new contraption that Dexter's made, and they fall into it, and all of a sudden, a really good version of the both of them gets created. And a really rude version of the both of them gets created. And literally the first words they utter is, "Where the fuck are we? Beats me, this place looks like shit." I don't remember this kid's show having swearing in it. So, you can still watch versions of it with them saying, "Where the fuck are we?" uncensored. But it's a fan recreation. It's fans with really good voice acting skills and impressions of Dexter's voice, just dubbing that little sequence over with their own voice and making it seem, almost seamless to the rest of the episode that is in there and not uncensored. But the actual version of the real voice actors swearing has never been released, and probably for good reason. Probably very not law suitable, but I think they made an effort to conceal that, because remember you guys, obviously this is a kid's show, so you'd only want the censored version to be released if you're someone who made this and you are trying to avoid this somehow being leaked in the wrong time slot, or being pushed next to normal episodes of Dexter's Lab for kids, and there are all sorts of circumstances surrounding it, so fans had to recreate it. So that's kind of the point of this Lost Media podcast episode today. This show was never released in its original form with the voice actors swearing. It's only the fan-made versions, but the fan-made versions are so brilliant, in my opinion, that it sounds the exact same as the original version would sound. There is no real point releasing the original version because it's probably the exact same thing. It's only would sound slightly different. But it is very entertaining to watch this episode back. Main gist of the episode, the rude characters go and eat their mum's cooking and go, "Oh, this is shit. What is this garbage?" And she gets all offended and faints, and then gets really angry at them, and the real characters have to clean the kitchen after the fake, rude characters have messed up the kitchen and complained about the cooking. And then they, I think, leave a note to say, "Sorry, Mum, have to do this really quick project." And that's when they go and trick the rude characters into thinking, "Hey, guys, we're going to make even more rude characters. There's going to be heaps of you." And then they use the machine to bring it back to just those two. And the episode ends with, "You're grounded," and Dexter goes, "Ah, shit." So it's obviously a passion project of the creators of Dexter's Lab. It's obviously a little fun thing they wanted to do for the meme, and is clearly just something that was just made for fun, and a really special piece of what they were trying to do, of the show's history, I guess you could call it. And this being released really I think any super fans of Dexter's Lab, they'd probably rate this as one of their favorite episodes, because people that have talked about this have said this is a great episode of Dexter's Lab. This is brilliant. And yeah, it's fantastic. What can I say, guys? It's really fantastic. It's a good episode. This coat is destroying me at the moment. This coat is seriously like my nose is ruined, so I got to wrap this episode up. The general gist, guys, it's a lost episode. What can I say? The real version, the original, is lost. And yeah, there were other things I was meant to talk about later on in the episode. I hope I've already discussed those. My brain's gone blank because all I'm focusing on now is how this coat is literally giving me the worst attack of hay fever because it is very old. And I don't know why I decided to wear this. I just wanted to wear this for the meme and so I could have a different outfit on every podcast recording day. Every lot of 2 episodes I have a different outfit on. The problem is I've literally just it's the Macklemore song, Thrift Shop, where you're literally getting out your old parents' coat, and I'm trying to continue on this continuous podcast recording despite my nose going into meltdown because of hay fever with this old coat. Oh my god, it's so funny. If I didn't mention what I was supposed to mention later on in the episode, and which I've forgotten about, which I'm pretty sure I did cover briefly. Trying to remember it at the moment, but it is just, my brain is just going blank again, guys. Yeah. Tell me in the comments, hey, what were you supposed to say? And I will probably remember by the time this episode is released, and I'll just be able to reply to your comment and say that's what I was going to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Episode 55 of the Lost Media Podcast. Got another one I'm recording today, and we're literally making so many in the next couple of weeks because the week after, not next week, but the week after next week, I'm actually going away on a trip. So I'll be releasing episodes from the grave, kind of. They'll be recorded ages before. That's the whole gist. That's it, guys. I got to fix my nose. I'm dead. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Fuck you all. Rude removal. No, I'm joking.